to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Hey there, thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot, on this morning's edition of Good Morning Vail. If you are not ready for the holidays or just out of ideas for something fun and easy, I've got all kinds of Christmas crafts that I'll show you, plus recipes that are 5 ingredients or less, and much more. Hour 1 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my family in Florida, in Delray Beach, Florida. I miss you guys and wish you were here. Love you.
All right, Merry Christmas, Thomas and Annie. We can't wait to spend Christmas with you. Love you guys.
Hi everyone, happy holidays from Vail Health.
Les deseamos una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo.
Have a happy, healthy holiday season. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. If you're ready to crackle this Christmas, I'll show you how to make Christmas Crackle a delicious holiday treat. Welcome back. We're in our favorite place. Well, I guess my favorite place, the kitchen, and I love it.
I'm pretty partial to the kitchen too, I gotta say.
I know, you're a bread aficionado.
I love to bake, I love to cook in general,
You really
and
do.
it's always fun when you show me these new crafts and these new little treats.
Excellent. Well, let me tell you. So today we are making what is known as Christmas Crackle. Typically, it's made with saltine crackers as the base, but we're actually going to do something a little bit different and use the pretzel crisp because it actually makes it it gives you more dynamic and more texture. Plus, you've got the delicious saltiness from the pretzels. So to tell you about today's ingredients, you need pretzel crisps, chocolate chips. We're making it 3 different ways. So we'll do pretzel crisps, chocolate chips, peppermint, and then brown sugar and butter. And really, that's it. It's super simple. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We've got a tray with, you want to make sure that you have a baking tray that has edges because it gets a little bit messy. But Ben, if you wouldn't mind just finishing lining the tray with all of the pretzel crisps. So we're doing the first way with just caramel. And then the second ways will be covered in chocolate. So with the caramel pieces, I would suggest doing whole pretzels, but everything else you can just kind of throw on whatever the remaining pieces are because it's going to be delicious. But we've got our pot heated up here. It takes 2 sticks of butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these 2 sticks of butter into the pot here. Who doesn't love butter when it comes to holiday treats?
You know,
Butter,
that's one of the
sugar,
best things
carbs.
about the holidays is that for a month or so, you can just let that diet go right out the window.
We're on that Santa Claus diet. But yeah, we're just in basically what you're going to do is you're going to get all the butter in here. You want to make sure that gets nice and melted. And you don't want it to be too hot. So putting that in there, we're making sure that it's on a nice medium heat.
You want to keep the butter from boiling,
You want to keep the butter from boiling initially. So then we're going to pour in 1 cup of packed brown sugar. So that is in there. And then you just kind of start whisking it all together. And this is how you make a nice, delicious caramel. Obviously, we're not making the individual chews, but we're making a kind of a caramel sauce. But that brown sugar, you get that butter melting, you get the brown sugar melting, and you just kind of keep it going. So what I love, and Ben, you're doing a great job here, but what you want to do is with all of these pretzels, just have them touching or slightly overlapping. It's not, they don't have to be perfectly packed in there, but it really just kind of encompasses all of the caramel sauce that we're going to be pouring over it
And
here
if they're
in a
not
second.
overlapped right, those different pieces of candy can kind of solidify together and then it doesn't come out nice and individual. It turns into one big sheet.
Exactly. And we do want some of them to be individual, like for the pieces that are going to be just the caramel topping, because then it's a nice, pretty presentation. But you know what I love about this? One, it's great to have on hand. You're just adding it to the cookie jar, really. But also, they really make great gifts. And if you've got teachers that you want to give gifts for, this is a fun way to kind of, I wouldn't say have your kids help because it is a lot of heat in the kitchen, but they may be able to help at the end when you get to break
they could
it all up.
definitely put all of the
They could
pretzels
cut
out
up the
on the
pretzels,
tray.
absolutely,
I'm pretty good at doing the kids' jobs.
They can help with the toppings, all of that fun stuff. But I know, Ben, the holidays are really big for you and your family. So
They really are. My family, we tend to get just really into the holiday spirit and really enjoy getting together with each other. And one of the big things that has always been part of our family's holiday tradition is a lot of these types of crafts. And one thing my mom always did, every year she would make these giant batches of caramels that she would then give out to everybody. I mean, family, friends, teachers, relatives, coworkers, You know, she even gives that out to some of her favorite students or some of the kids that she's, you know, mentoring in her job as a professor. And so it's just an awesome, awesome holiday gift. And she's really gotten pretty good at it.
I need to meet Ben's mom and get some of those gifts that she's giving. But yeah, this looks great. So you've got the whole tray lined, and then we've got a couple of different topping options. So we're doing just the plain caramel, which we've already talked about. And then we're gonna do some with chocolate and sea salt. So this is kosher salt, and then obviously delicious chocolate. I like to use a semi-sweet. You can do a milk chocolate if you want a little bit more of a sweet flavor to contrast that saltiness. And then we're also gonna do chocolate with peppermint. The peppermint piece is probably one of my favorites. So you can take a candy cane or just individual peppermints, you just smash it up in the kitchen to get it that nice flakiness. But we're getting close here. So there's kind of a trick to this. Once it's kind of melted down, as you can see, the butter and the sugar are not fully melded together quite yet. It's gonna start bubbling once it gets in there. Once it starts bubbling, you have to keep stirring for an additional 3 minutes.
Gotcha.
So once you do that, like, as you can see here, we're getting it going. We're almost to that bubble piece. And then one of my favorite things is using technology in the kitchen. So Ben, once we get the bubbles going, I'm gonna ask you to start timing. And it looks like it's about to start happening here. So you wanna make sure that it's bubbling in the center. It's bubbling around the edges, and I don't know if you can see that, but these bubbles are coming up here. So once they start bubbling, immediately start the timer for 3 minutes.
Gotcha.
So I would say we could probably go ahead and do it. The bubbles are starting to roll in there. And the reason you want to make sure that you kind of start the timer, you're gonna be stirring it consistently for 3 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead.
Timer is started.
Timer is started.
3 minutes.
And we're just gonna keep stirring it because you wanna make sure that you don't burn the sugar or burn the butter, because the last thing you want is burned caramel. It doesn't. That's one of the things that I always struggle with is, how do you pronounce caramel? I say caramel depending on my mood.
I've almost always said caramel, just caramel.
You know, it's like that tomato thing. But yeah, these pretzel crisps look great. You can see it's starting to kind of solidify and come together, and we're just going to keep on stirring.
See that color starting to change too, to get that nice, rich, light brown.
You can smell it. You can smell the richness of it. You know, and
smells
this is just so simple. You know, who would have thought making caramel or caramel is just butter and sugar and stirring it in the pot here?
You know, one of the things my mom always adds to it is she always adds sweetened condensed milk. Yeah. That's a huge part of her recipe, that she seems that. Of course, since we're putting it on pretzels, it doesn't need to be like perfectly smooth,
that beautiful,
and
opaque,
stretchy, but
silky brown color.
Exactly, but
delicious.
that definitely can be one of the big factors in it. Is just a little bit of extra sweetened condensed milk can help everything come together a little bit.
Exactly.
But
now,
that makes things way more challenging because the sweetened condensed milk burns so much.
So you really have to make sure you've got the right temperature. So as you can see here, it's really starting to solidify, and the bubbles are happening. We've got about another minute and a half left. So you just want to keep stirring it, and it's going to thicken up as you continue to stir it. But one of the things, as we're doing this, the next trick will be to pop all of this into the oven. So we have the oven set at 375 degrees. So we preheated that. You want to make sure that it is exactly right. And then another trick, I learned this the hard way the first time I made it. You want to make sure that you have a cookie sheet with edges. Edges are key here, because while it's in the oven and it's continuing to heat up, the caramel actually expands. The first time I made this, the pretzels rolled off the side of my oven, and my oven smelled like burnt sugar. There are worse things your oven can smell like.
There are worse things that your oven can smell like, but there are not a whole lot of things that are harder to clean out of your oven.
Very true. I think I'm going to have to hire a professional for that. But anyways, once we pour it on here, it'll just be really delicious. It'll just kind of all be hanging out and, you know, melting into that flavor.
But we do have another step too, right? While everything's in the oven, we need to melt the chocolate and get that ready. So when everything comes out, it's nice and warm, and that way things don't clump and stick together. So how would we go about melting the chocolate?
So I'll share that trick and secret with you here in a second. But basically, we are coming up 18 seconds left. You can see the consistency. It's almost like a cloud. And it's just really, really fluffy and light. You can tell that it's starting to turn into a little bit more of a solid caramel flavor. Counting down, three, two, one. Now here is the fun part. We're gonna make sure that you turn off your burner before you do this. But the next part, we're literally just pouring it all over this, and it will expand in the oven, I promise. So if you feel like you've missed a piece, don't worry about it. We're just gonna dump it.
And the more evenly spread you've got everything, the easier it's gonna be too, to just kind of dump it all over without creating a lot of pockets or dead spots or anything, which
we've got a few of, but that's
hopefully I did okay.
That's okay. We'll have some because as it's cooking in the oven, it'll literally just expand, so we don't even have to worry about it. So we're popping that in the oven there. Then we've got one more pot here, and the next piece is going to be to just stir our chocolate and to melt it. So you want to keep it in the oven for about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
So we got 5 minutes here. We're going to try to hopefully get through this fairly quickly, but the next piece will be semi-sweet chocolate. So we're going to heat up the pot first. We want to make sure it's nice and heated. And then we're going to just stir it on a low heat.
Now, for doing something with sea salt and caramel, semi-sweet is really ideal, right? Because if you do end up with...
That would be my preference, but, you know,
I mean, other people do have different preferences, but I've also found that, like, milk chocolate doesn't tend to mix very well with the sea salt.
And you know what's interesting? If you're going with two different kinds of chocolate, if you are doing a white chocolate, I would suggest doing a double burner or doing it in the microwave and 10-second, like, sprints, I guess you could call it, because the white chocolate is actually a little bit more of a sensitive kind of chocolate. So we've got regular chocolate. It's okay to just go ahead and burn it straight onto the pot. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to pour it in here. I'm just going to let it, we're going to use all of it because who doesn't like a lot of chocolate? You know?
Well, and you don't need to add anything to it, right?
You don't. You don't need to. If you do feel like it's starting to harden a little bit or whatever, you can add a little bit of water, a little bit of coconut oil is a good one to add to it, or if you need to, a little bit of milk.
Or if you have just a little bit of butter lying around left over from the caramel.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't, but
hopefully not.
As you can see, these chocolates are starting to melt, so we're just going to make sure that we're keeping it stirred. If we need to add some water to it, we can. We've got a little bit here ready to go just in case. Christmas crackle, and I'm telling you, these flavors, I love the contrasting flavors of salt and sweet. It's one of my favorite things. I gotta say, I did
not have enough food when I came in this morning, so all of these candies is just making my mouth water.
You know, holiday candy, in my opinion, it doesn't count for breakfast. You can eat it anytime you want to because we are in the middle of the Christmas season.
You know, and speaking of like just breakfast, one of the funniest things, you know, my mom was always so into baked goods and creating different crafts and snacks. And my entire childhood growing up, she was a firm believer that chocolate chip and oatmeal cookies is a breakfast food.
I agree.
It's got
oatmeal and chocolate chip.
All the same ingredients as, you know, pancakes.
Exactly, it's perfect. But we've got much more. We're going to show you the rest of it towards the later part of our show, and I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss the finished piece of it. It is delicious.
It's going to be amazing.
It is. We'll be right back after this. So we made the Christmas crackle so far. We popped it into the oven. We've got the caramel kind of melting into it. But what we're going to do is we're melting some chocolate here, but in the essence of time, we're actually just going to pop it right back into the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some of this chocolate all over 2/3, I'd say, because we're making it two different ways. We're doing chocolate on 2/3 of it. So you're just going to go ahead and pop it on there.
And you were right. It really did expand to fill the entire dish there in the oven.
It really did.
And hopefully we'll get a little bit more meltiness out of the chocolate and it'll kind of relax over all of our pretzels here.
Exactly.
And do a little bit more spreading out so we don't have to quite mash it all down.
Will you grab the
oven mitt?
Yeah, oven mitt. Here we go. All right, we're popping this into the oven really quickly just for a quick minute so that the chocolate continues to melt. All right, while we do that though, I would want to go ahead and actually show you what it'll really look like because it is just so delightful. I love packing it in this fun little Christmas tin, and you can use the tissue paper just to make it really pretty. So Ben, Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you so much, Kim.
And then we'll open it up. We've got it two ways. So you've got the caramel, and then you've got the chocolate with the sea salt. If you look there, you can kind of see it. It's just quite delicious. As you look, it looks just absolutely yummy. So Ben, which one do you want to try, chocolate or caramel?
I think I'm going to go for the chocolate and sea salt one.
All right, well, caramel. Cheers.
Right. Cheers. And we'll be right back after a short break.
Good Morning Vail.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there. TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on TV8Vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to the show. If you are looking for a fun way to keep those children entertained this holiday season, I show you how to make paper bag snowflakes with Ben. So it is the holiday season, which means you're probably decorating your house or looking for fun things to do while the kids are out of school. And Ben, I know you grew up crafting because your mom is an aficionado of crafts.
Certainly did. It was one of the biggest things that we did in my house during the holidays was just a whole bunch of different types of crafts. But I think you've got a new one for us.
I do, but before we get into that, do you have a childhood favorite? What was your favorite craft to make?
I think the favorite one that we made as a kid were we would make kits of stick horses.
Okay.
So with wooden dowels, we would use some of those classic, Heinz socks with just the sock puppet socks.
And then you just tie them with some string. I used to make ornaments with my grandma and my cousins every year. But we are going to show you a fun and easy way to make paper bag snowflakes. These are gorgeous decorations. Plus you can keep them up through the winter season because they're snowflakes. They're not necessarily Santa or reindeer or bright lights.
Well, and especially around here, when we've got the Christmas lights up all year round, we've got the decorations around all year. It's a great addition to the house.
It really is. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what you want to do is you can use brown bags or white. We chose white today because
snowflakes.
It's easy, duh. So we're going to go ahead and we each are going to get 8 paper bags. So we're going to go ahead and separate those out. But what's really great about this, outside of the paper bags, you can do fun concepts. You would need a glue stick or a hot glue gun. So while our hot glue heats up, we're counting out our bags here. And you're basically going to stack them all together with some glue. And then we're just going to cut out some fun shapes here.
Do I actually have 8 here? I do not. There's 8.
All right. 1, 2. So we're just counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect.
All right. Now I've got 8 as well.
So what's great is that this is a cheap and easy and fun holiday craft. If you've got kids, this is a great way to sit around the table and just kind of,
And with so few supplies too, it's something that you can do in your hotel room. It's something that you can get the kids occupied in and engaged in when you're here on vacation too. Don't need a whole lot of setup or preparation.
And you don't really have to plan anything out either. That's the fun part. So, assuming our glue gun is hot, we're going to go ahead and what you're basically going to do is you're going to take your paper bag and you want to make sure that this side is down, so the little flap is down. That's your base. You're just going to put some dots. We'll see if this works here. Like just a couple dots along the seam of your paper bag. We'll go ahead and do that. I'll give that to you if you want to stack the next one and just stack them on top.
Just stack them on top with the base put down.
The base down, yep.
Gotcha.
So we'll do the next one. I'll just kind of alternate. Since I'm on the side of the glue gun, I'll take the next one. And so we've got 2 so far here. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, you just want to give about 5 of them, 5 little dots, just to stick them together. They'll hold longer that way.
Trying to keep everything symmetrical?
Everything's symmetrical. You want to make it nice and perfect. So we've got a few there. And then we'll move on to the next one. And you just kind of keep stacking them until all 8 are glued together. So we'll make this quick here. We'll make 2 snowflakes if we've got time for it. If not,
oh no,
that's okay. You can just pull it off really quickly and flip it over. There we go. And then basically you've kind of got glue on the other side already. So we'll go ahead and stick that one. We'll put a couple dots right there.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of working with hot glue. Except it's hot, so
it doesn't melt right away or stick right away.
It doesn't dry right away. You want to make sure that, you know, your little hands, you keep them off. So if you are a mom and you're doing this with a 2 or 3-year-old, you may want to be the one putting the glue onto, onto the paper bags here. But you can use a glue stick, you can use just Elmer's glue, like whatever it is. And you just kind of keep putting the dots there. Looks like we might need another glue stick, which is great because these are only about $1.50 at Walmart to buy a pack of 10. So really cheap, easy craft. Made it. Look at that. There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work. So yeah, you just kind of keep doing that until you've got all 8 stacked. Awesome. We're moving on to the next one.
What's our next step there?
So the next step will be, once these are all glued together, you're just going to take your scissors, and you've got a pair of scissors, so we'll let you work on this one.
Gotcha.
And I'll get started on the next one. And you just kind of cut your shapes however you want to. You don't really have to plan anything. That's the beauty of this arts and craft. And it's like real snowflakes. You know, sometimes I like to catch them on my glove when you're on the chairlift, and you can see all of the detail and all the intricacies of.
I think that's 8.
That looks great. Awesome. No, well, we're adding one more because I put the glue on. So what you're going to do now, Ben, is I'll let you have this stack. So you're going to cut symmetrically on both sides. And just
kind of cutting in.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're cutting not where the bag stacks, but you want to cut like above it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep, and then symmetrically cut the different shapes. And
don't cut any of
the folded part, as you can see. You don't want to cut that part. So you're going to cut right where the seam is. There's a little bit of a seam, and you want to make sure that you cut there.
Ooh, let's see if my scissors can do it.
If not, I've got a second pair over here.
Let me see about here.
There we go.
See if these might work.
Hair cutting scissors, always good to have them on hand. They're usually a lot sharper.
They usually are.
But you just kind of stack them together, and I'll make a mini one just to demonstrate a little bit more while you cut that. But when you do the 8 of them, it's nice and big and full. So we're going to keep this shape very simple. I've got 1, 2, 3.
Do I want to avoid cutting across the middle line?
You do, you really do. So you don't even have to make them deep cuts. That's the cool part, because once we fan these open, the design is going to be so cool, and we cannot wait to see it. So I'm doing a mini one just to show you kind of what that would look like and what your cuts would look like. So triangles are good. You can just do a nice like little triangle here. And just pull that out if you want to. All right. We'll show you at the end of the show what these will look like. But what's fun about it is you can decorate them. You can put like glitter on them. We've got like tacky spray paint.
Ooh.
So you can spray it and then decorate it with glitter. It makes it a little bit cleaner, but that's why we have paper here. So if we do put glitter on it, you know, you're not throwing it all over the place, but everybody loves the glitter.
Don't end up getting glitter all over everything like the dog.
Exactly, exactly. But stay tuned. Ben and I will finish our
Good Morning Vail.
In the first hour, Ben and I crafted snowflakes out of paper bags. You're probably going, how in the world does that actually work?
You did a much better job than I did.
You know, it is what it is. I am a resident crafter in regard to paper bag snowflakes. But basically, we took 8 paper bags and glued them together with hot glue. We still have our hot glue here. But what you're going to do is you're going to slide your hand into the inside of the 2 outside paper bags, and you're just going to open it just like that. We get this gorgeous, beautiful snowflake. Now, here's the trick. You've got to hot glue them together, and that's going to be the fun part.
All right, you want me to hold that one for you?
Just kind of hold it right there, or if you just want, yep, there you go. We're just going to hot glue. So as I stick the glue there, stick them together. So start pushing them together there. Yep, and you're just going to kind of do this. Just like that, and you just kind of stick it all together. So you grab the edges and stick it all together just like that. And look at that, we've got a gorgeous, beautiful snowflake. Now here's the fun part. I like this one. I'm about to make a mess all over the studio. We're just gonna lay it flat, and then I've got some sticky adhesive. You're gonna shake it up. Ben's like, let me get out of the way here. Shake it up, and then you're just gonna spray a little bit on it here, just like that. And the beauty of this is that it's a snowflake, right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. But this is really sticky. You hold about 8 to 12 inches away, and we're just gonna go ahead. I'm a big glitter girl. You're just gonna sprinkle it on just like that. And the best part is you make sure they have newspaper down to catch all the glitter. And we've got a bunch of it. And it really doesn't matter, you know, what it looks like, because snowflakes are unique and individual in their own way.
It really came together a lot different than I was expecting,
Well,
and it's huge, which
That's
is
the
just
best part.
awesome.
And just shake off the excess glitter. There we go.
Of course, yours looks quite a bit better.
You know what though?
than mine.
I wouldn't worry about it, because what's unique about it all is that, you know, I will say it. He cut well, but I mean, are you kidding? Look at that, it's still gorgeous, and that's the best part of snowflakes. But
Good Morning Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
If you're looking for a simple 3-ingredient treat, Julio and I hop into the kitchen and make Christmas cherry bombs. It's a great one for both kids and adults alike. Welcome back to the show now. Julio and I love getting in the kitchen on both Conexión Latina and Good Morning Vail, and I'm so excited about this partnership because we are making some fun Christmas cherry bombs, which are a delicious little treat if you're having a holiday party. We're going to give them away as gifts.
It looks very exciting, Kim. Thank you for inviting me. Like you said, we're always, both of us, doing stuff in the kitchen, so being able to do something together is very fun. And all the ingredients look nice and festive with the sprinkles, the cherries, so I'm excited.
Who doesn't love glitter and sparkles
Right,
and
exactly.
bright colors at the holiday season?
Exactly.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. It's super simple. You need sprinkles,
Yes.
you need maraschino cherries,
Okay.
and then white chocolate, and you want to melt it. So the hardest part, I would say, is the white chocolate and how to melt it. White chocolate is a very delicate ingredient.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you are either double boiling it or you're like micro blasting it in the microwave at like 10-second increments, because it has properties that allow it to separate if you're not monitoring the heat.
I have had some experience like that.
So you know all about it, right? So we have a double boiler action going on here, and it's pretty simple. You just put a, you either do like glass, you just don't want the chocolate to be on the direct heat surface.
Right.
So we've got it set to about medium low.
Okay.
We have about 2 inches of water in our pot. And we're just gonna simply pour the chocolate in here.
Just kind of eyeball it.
Eyeball it, you know, we're making, it depends on how many, right?
Yes.
You know, one of, this is a really great Christmas treat, and you can give it away as gifts. So if you're making like a whole jar of cherries, we've got probably about a half a jar here. You just kind of eye it and decide what you want to do. I would recommend, and this is not a brand plug, but I prefer the Nestle chocolates.
Yes,
white
you were saying
chocolate,
it's,
regular chocolate.
they're easier to melt.
Easier to melt, much better than some of the higher end brands.
Okay.
But we're just kind of letting it melt here a little bit. It's going to take a minute, so we'll just stir it You just want to make sure. Now, if you have a bowl that fits your pot, it won't be bouncing all over the place.
Yes.
But right now you can see the chocolate's starting to melt.
I do see that
Yep.
it's already starting to melt.
So if you've got something like that, you can always just use an additional, just to make sure that
Some
it stays
stability.
in place. Yeah, we're just going to keep melting it, keep going. But in front of us, we have
Yes,
several
we've got all the
options.
ingredients, and it seems very easy. Don't need lots of ingredients, Kim.
You don't.
Most of us have sprinkles at home,
Mhm.
so we can just use them. So we've got, as Kim mentioned, we've got some of our cherries here. We've got sprinkles. Today, Kim and I decided to go with a couple different variations.
Yeah.
We've got the red and green for some of that holiday spirit, as you can see there. Just make some red and green sprinkles.
Yep.
We're doing blue. I think that's giving winter vibes.
It is,
right, with the blue.
Blue for, Hanukkah, winter,
Yes.
New Year's, winter, it's just
And
great.
then we're going a little crazy here with all the rainbow sprinkles, just for some added fun.
Added fun, it gives a little bit of texture and variety in your cherries.
Yes.
So we're just monitoring this chocolate. We're
Okay.
letting it melt. One of the things that you can do with white chocolate is add some coconut oil to it.
Okay.
And it helps meld everything together. But we're just going to turn the heat up a little bit more in the essence of time, so it melts
Yes,
a little
that'll
bit faster
help
here.
us melt a little faster.
And we're watching it. We'll stir it a little bit, making sure that it doesn't burn.
All right.
But you just want to make sure that you got everything set up. So I would typically recommend a maraschino cherry
Okay.
with a stem.
Yes,
Makes
ours
sense.
don't have stems
Ours
today.
don't have stems today, but that's okay because you can use a toothpick or just simply a fork and
Yes.
spoon. And it's really easy Christmas thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any fun Christmas traditions
I
or
was
things?
not traditions, but I was going to say I have a holiday party I'm going to this weekend, so I
Okay.
think that you're already giving me ideas on what to bring because we're all bringing, a little treat or something to share. So I think I might be making this for this weekend.
Absolutely, and it's a great one to make. Now,
Yeah.
if you're going to a holiday party and it's adults,
I was gonna say,
adults
yep.
only, you can turn it up a notch. And I would recommend soaking your cherries in a vanilla vodka or a flavored vodka
Okay.
overnight. Something that pairs well with the cherry flavor.
Absolutely.
You just soak it in there, so it's a fun little,
just take it up a notch.
fun little treat, a
Yes.
flavor bomb in your mouth.
And it'll be a surprise for the guests too.
It will. You have to warn them, check their IDs, make sure they're
Exactly.
21 and above.
Yes.
But we're just making sure this chocolate is melting. It's slowly starting to melt here. So
Okay.
one of the tricks that you can do, coconut oil is a good one. And I don't want to get chocolate all over the place, so I'll set these here. But one of the things that you can do is add a little bit of water to the chocolate itself, or oil. Oil's usually best, but what it'll do is it'll add a little bit more, I guess you could say liquid,
Yes.
so it's consistent. It just
It'll
gives
make it a little bit easier to work with too.
and a nice light coating. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you've got this Christmas party.
Yes.
You might be making these cherry bombs.
Yes.
What other ideas did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know. I think we are also doing a white elephant, so that's always fun.
That's a great one.
I think that's kind of a family and friend tradition at my house. And today we usually do, regular gifts that people will actually use and enjoy. But today we're going with a more traditional, funny white elephant gift. So I'm still brainstorming some ideas on what to bring to make it, funny. And
I love a good white elephant. Now, as you can see, the water is heating up a little bit more, so we're going to drop that temperature down, but it's made our white chocolate really melt, and especially with that extra added water, because we just want it to be nice and I'd say not super thick because you want to dip it just a light coating on those cherries here.
Perfect.
So we're almost there. We're getting ready to dip it. Once you dip it, that's the fun part. You just kind of keep rolling until you
And
decide
then it goes
you've got
fast
enough.
from there, yeah.
It
And it's
does.
starting to smell good, but you can kind of start to smell that white chocolate in the kitchen, and
I
it's
think,
starting to come together.
Yeah, I think we're going to, what do you think? You think
We're
we should go
looking
ahead and give it
ready.
a shot and try?
You can give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot. We've got,
Let's roll the sleeves up.
get those sleeves nice and rolled up. Chocolate's nice and melted. We're going to make sure to get it out of this whisk so that we have as much chocolate as
For our
possible.
cherries, yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the dipping, and you
Give
can
you a
do
fork.
the rolling.
I will do that. I'll
And
move
we'll
these
see
out of the
what
way.
we decide to do, what kind of fun combinations
Okay.
we're going. So you literally just need to dip it just a little bit, and of course I dropped it in here. Oh, there we go. That's why it's much easier to do this with cherries that have
A stem on.
stem. But you just do a quick little twist. All right. Let's see how this looks. You can just kind of roll it up the side here. And it
It'll
really
kinda
doesn't have to be
grip.
perfect.
As long as we've got some chocolate on there,
Yeah.
that'll give us something for our sprinkles to stick on. I'm going to go right into the festive green and red here. I'm just gonna kind of roll. Am I doing this right, Kim?
You're doing it right. It looks great
Just
to me. I don't think there's a wrong way to do this.
Right. Just kind of roll it in there. I've got that sprinkled on there. Hope you can see that on camera. And then I'm just gonna.
So, you know, it's trial and error. I think we like the festive
Got the
colors,
first one,
but
yes.
you know, I think definitely cherries with stems, much easier way to do this. So
There
you
you go.
poke it. We're gonna do two at a time.
Two at a time.
Two at a time.
Let's just do it.
And just dip it in there into that white chocolate. And it really doesn't matter what the chocolate looks like because you want to make sure. Here, I'll do a switch with you. Give that one to you.
You're
You
going
want
to
to
the
make sure that
blue
you've got
now.
enough sprinkles or enough chocolate on it so that it covers the sprinkles to your liking.
Oh, this blue is such a nice color too.
I love the contrast of the blue against
And
the
the
red.
red.
It's just really beautiful.
We've got that one with the blue sprinkles there.
There we go. Do a little fork
Trade.
switch with you.
And I'm just gonna go into the rainbow ones because I feel like these are the most colorful and fun.
Yeah, it's really like, you know, what's the theme of your party? If you're doing a holiday party and you've got a specific color theme, or if it's just fun, you just want it to be exciting, it's where you would
Yes.
use the rainbow colors, you know.
We're actually doing ugly Christmas, so I feel like the rainbow, ugly Christmas sweater, sorry.
It would be perfect.
The rainbow ones kind of gives it that funky,
You're right.
groovy holiday
I
spirit.
think we're in a groove now, speaking of.
Yes. I'm gonna try to actually do maybe like a half and half situation.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
See if that'll work.
And you can serve these, you know, I would recommend after they've kind of set a little bit, popping them back into the fridge or the freezer because it allows everything to kind of like set together.
Yeah,
I would give it
especially the
at least a couple of hours before you decide to serve them. So if you're making them, these are a great make-ahead treat.
Yes.
You know, you definitely do it that
Have
way.
these ready to go and just pull them out of the fridge when your guests come over.
Just start passing them around.
you'll be ready.
Who doesn't love a delicious little treat to kick off the party?
All right.
All right, we're just gonna keep on going here. But really, it's super simple, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You just really need to make sure that you monitor your chocolate. You know, once you've kind of let it melt, which we could let this melt a little bit more, but once it's started to melt, you wanna make sure that that heat is lower.
Okay.
And,
Keep it on a low heat.
Keep it on a low heat. So
Perfect.
max you wanna do is medium and make sure that that white chocolate does not hit the direct source of heat.
Okay.
That's the most important
Yes.
piece.
That's a very important tip.
Yeah, it's definitely a big one. So we're looking pretty good. I think
Yeah.
out of the colors, which one's your favorite?
I like the blue just because of how bright it is.
Yeah, I
and
think
that contrast with the red cherries, like you mentioned.
It's giving Elsa and Anna vibes.
Yeah.
You've got
Yeah,
red for Anna, you've got the blue for Elsa. You know, we're just
We're in that winter.
we are in that winter wonderland, especially
are.
here in the Vail
So
Valley.
do that.
But it's
All right.
we're having a blast. So I think we're crushing it.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going.
We're just
and-
gonna keep going, but in the meantime, save this recipe. 3 ingredients, 4 if you include the vodka.
Yep.
Very easy, but Christmas cherry bombs. Thank you for joining me, Julio.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Blast having you in the kitchen.
I've got a treat for my holiday party.
Absolutely.
All right.
Just stick a toothpick in it,
Yep.
put it in the fridge, let it set for a couple hours, and you're good to
We're
go.
good to go. Thank you,
Awesome.
Kim.
Now stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Good morning, Vail.
I am all about the Christmas holiday TikTok trend treats. I make Christmas pretzel candy wreaths with Julio in the kitchen. Let's take a look. Now, welcome back to the show. I am honored and so excited because I have Julio from Conexión Latina joining me here today. And I know you are always in the kitchen on your show, so it's so fun to have you in the kitchen on mine.
Well, thank you for the invite, Kim. Yeah, I'm always doing stuff for our Spanish show, Conexión Latina, so you're just giving me ideas to bounce off of. So for everyone watching who watches Conexión Latina, who knows, maybe you'll see some of this on Conexión Latina as well.
You know, it's a fun holiday festive time, and sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
We are here, and we're going to make some delicious candied pretzel wreaths.
Love it.
So you're probably going, what in the world does that even mean? Well, it's super simple. It only involves a couple of ingredients.
Yes.
We have chocolate candy wafers. Or not chocolate, but just candy wafers, period. Then we've got Twizzlers, pull-apart Twizzlers.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that you have the pull and peel red vines or licorice sticks, whatever it is, because that gives it, you'll see what we're going to be doing with it. Plus sprinkles and pretzels. So super simple. This takes 2 layers of pretzels to make, but we're basically taking the pretzel and you're dipping it into your melted candy wafer. We've got green here because
love it.
Christmas
we're doing
wreath,
Christmas wreaths,
yes. So what we're going to do is you're basically, and we can each start making one
I'll kind of get this out of the way as well.
But you need about 6 pretzels make 1 ring.
Yes.
So you just take the bottom of your pretzel, you dip it in that candy, that chocolate candy, just like that. And this is a fun activity to do if you've got family, friends, kids.
Yeah, doing a kid, especially they're going to be on break here soon. So if we're looking for activities to do at home with the kids,
you just want to.
It seems like
you just place it right
so
there.
we just kind of dip it halfway.
Dip it halfway, just on that bottom layer. You can dip the bottom one a little bit more than halfway, just so that it shows, because you're going to be sticking a second layer on top of it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So you're just going to dip it just like that.
I'm going to try one.
Nice and simple. And right next to each other, because we're making a circle out of them. Yeah, so pretty simple, right? You just kind of toss it one
pretty
side.
straightforward.
Straightforward. And now we're working with candied chocolate, so we've got 3 so far. Yeah,
There's
so
the 4th.
looking good. As you can see, the circle is starting to be made. We're just gonna keep grabbing it. So the fun part about this is you've got to let it set, but once it's set, it makes this really fun
Super
candy
cute,
wreath.
yeah.
And you can really do it in any kind of variation that you want to. You know, because not all Christmas wreaths are green.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just different colors, different
Any sort of candy melt
different
that you want to
candies,
do.
exactly, yeah.
You can do a white chocolate. We like to use the white chocolate on the show often.
Let me
All right.
dip some of that off.
Yeah, you want to just shake that off there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So then I'll kind of just
You just squeeze them all together.
squeeze them together, and once they're set, I feel like that's going to be stuck on there.
Yep,
They're going to be glued on there.
That's the bottom one. So then the top layer, just about the same, except here's the difference. You're going to offset it from the bottom one. So I made that nice and dipped in there, and you're just gonna put it on top,
In
just
between.
like that, in between. So you can
Got
kind
it.
of see it's a nice little layer,
Yeah.
gives added depth and dimension.
It's coming together. And
It really is.
of course, I'm wearing a white shirt when we're doing this, so I'm hoping I won't get any stains on my shirt.
You know, candy melts, they should wash out pretty good. Let it dry, you just get a little Goo Gone, it'll come right out.
Yes.
But it is a little bit of a messier one, so if you have children, you know, you want to make sure that you cover all surfaces. But
Yeah.
the candy melt is a little bit on the hot side, so you just want to be safe. But what I did to melt these, and this is the easiest and the best part, is you literally put the candies in a bowl, and you just melt them. They're like little round wafers, so almost like a small poker chip. And you're just gonna melt them into the microwave.
Roll
at
them in the microwave.
30-second increments. So
Okay.
melt it, 30 seconds, stir it up, melt it again, stir it up, and you just continue that process until it's the desired consistency that you want it to be.
Perfect. Yeah, and I love it. Super easy to work with.
It really is.
Just dropped one in there. I'm
He
gonna
dropped
try
one
that.
in there, so we'll go ahead and add mine to it to
Try-
make it
yes.
easier. There we go. So as you can see there, so this top layer
Just
is a
kinda
little
set this
smaller,
one
so
off
you're
to
just
the
gonna
side.
push it right in there. Now here's the fun part.
Is this where these come in?
The sprinkles. So
And
you can sprinkle it, and I'll make the bow if
Okay.
you want to. So the bow, you're going to take your pull-apart licorice.
Yes.
And we pulled it apart already. You can simply just rip it in half.
Okay.
Got chocolate melts all over my fingers, but that's okay. You're gonna rip it in half there, and then you're just gonna twist it into a little bow, and it almost looks like a pretzel or a bow here. And then you just push your little fingers down on it so it sticks together.
Perfect.
And there is
Yeah.
our bow. So we'll pop it on here. So if you just want
So
to
sprinkles first.
just sprinkles first, just wherever you think it looks good, and then I'll stick the bow where you feel like.
And these are super festive too. I love it.
Festive
Love
and
the
fun
colors.
colors. Yeah, looks great to me.
That looks good.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna take this bow and you're gonna stick it.
Pop it on there.
Right.
And I love how the licorice just kind of sticks to itself. Well, it should.
does. I didn't press it down hard enough. We'll
I
make
kind
a
of
new
want
one.
to try one myself. Yeah, so you just kind of loop it around.
Just loop it around just like that. And you just pinch it in the middle, and you can also take some of the candy melt. Let's say we were using like a toothpick or something, and you
just
put it
kinda
on the
use
back
that.
side as like a tack or a glue.
Yes.
How's it coming?
I think
Got it?
so.
Just like that.
Kinda
Perfect.
looks okay.
And then you just put it on wherever you want to put the wreath on it.
We'll just kind of put it on there.
And just stick it on, and you just press it down. Make sure that it stays. And
Yeah,
then you
love
just
it.
let these sit at room temperature for.
Okay, yeah,
you know,
let
I'd
the
say
chocolate,
maybe
let the candy melt set.
let the candy melt set. I'd say if I were you, I'd let it sit out at room temperature for maybe
Okay.
an hour, and then if you really want to make sure that it's good and solid, pop them in the fridge.
Yes.
And then it makes this gorgeous little Christmas wreath that's fun to give out as gifts or whatever
Yeah.
you need to.
I love it.
But that
nice
is
little
it.
holiday treat.
Nice little holiday treat. Super simple, lots of fun. 4 ingredients. You need green candy melts, pretzels, licorice twists, and sprinkles, and that is it.
There you have it.
Super simple.
right.
Well, stay tuned. We have a bit more here on the show. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 Vail is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Stop by for Good Morning Vail at 7 a.m. and stay all day for lifestyle favorites such as Good Day Vail, Daily Flash, Suki and Scott, and more. And you're sure to find the adventure you crave with back-to-back episodes of Scoreboard Nation and Outdoor America. Find us all day, every day on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on tv8vail.com, and on all our social media platforms. There's more for you on Channel 92.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome back. We're at the top of the second hour of our show. In this second hour, I show you a fun way to prepare your holiday cocktail drinks, as well as Patty jumps in and shows us all things cranberry chutney, plus peppermint bark, a holiday favorite, and much more. Hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good Morning Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We love Eyepieces of Vail because they have the latest and greatest luxury designs and technology in all things eyewear, and it's pretty fashionable as well. I've got the latest from Anon, the M5 goggle. What I love about the M5 is that it comes with this MFI, which is the magnetic face integration piece to cover your face from the sun or wind or whatever it is. It's because it's magnetic, you can literally just pop it off like that. It also snaps right back on because it's got powerful magnets along the bottom of the goggle. Now, another unique feature that Anon has is that they've got the magnetic lens, which is, it's an interchangeable lens. You simply can just take your thumb, push it through, and the lens pops right off. So, you know, other technology and other goggles, you've got little clips or things along the bottom, but this is so powerful, it just goes right back on. I actually snapped my finger right there, but it just shows you how powerful that the magnets are. What's great about these is that if you were to crash, you know, you don't have to worry about the lens flying off and missing a piece of your goggles. I love Anon's technology from that perspective. They're actually an industry leader in the magnetic interchange front. It comes with a second lens, just like this, for various conditions. So, you know, if you're in the low light or you're out on a bright sunshiny day, they've got some really fun, cool colors to protect those eyes, because after all, the eyes are the most important part while you're out on the mountain. If you can't see, you can't do what you need to do and stay safe out there. But what's great about these lenses is that they're actually flat, but it allows you to see in your peripheral vision really well. You know, you've got really great views. I'm just loving it. They come with a fun goggle sleeve. On this goggle sleeve, it shows you all of the different lens options that you have from Anon as well. So if you like the two that you have, but you want to add a couple more for various conditions, go check it out and it'll show you all the things that you need. Eyepieces of Vail, thanks for being on top of all of the latest technology. Loving these M5s from Anon.
Good Morning Vail.
Just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my family in Florida, in Delray Beach, Florida. I miss you guys and wish you were here. Love you.
All right, Merry Christmas, Thomas and Annie. We can't wait to spend Christmas with you. Love you guys.
Hi everyone, happy holidays from Vail Health.
Les deseamos una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo.
Have a happy, healthy holiday season.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
I'm Raisa Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. How many personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Today, great show on the way.
Absolutely. And welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
Good Morning Vail.
It has been so much fun making all of the delicious treats in the kitchen with my co-host this holiday season. Ross and I head into the kitchen and we make a favorite holiday classic, peppermint bark. So we're back and we are making my favorite holiday treat, which is peppermint bark. And I love this one because it's actually so easy. You can really throw whatever toppings that you want to. Ross, I know you mentioned you are not a cook.
Yes.
But if you brought this to like a holiday party or home for the holidays, people would be wowed, and it is the easiest.
Good to know. It looks like it's 4 ingredients.
4 ingredients, literally that's all you need. We've got, you need to start with your chocolate base. So I love, every time I go to the store, I always buy the Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies. And they do like a peppermint bark one at the holidays. And that's essentially what we're making here. So you've got, minus the cookie piece, you've got, you have 2 different kinds of chocolate. So we usually do it with like a semi-sweet chocolate and then a white chocolate piece, which obviously gives you the peppermint like taste and texture and makes you feel all wintry and fun inside, right?
Love it. Love it.
But the fun part about this is it actually only takes about 30 minutes to get everything set up, but you can make it in the microwave or you can make it on the stove, and we're going to go ahead and start making it on the stove here. So what you would typically do is you'd start with the semi-sweet chocolate, but we're actually, in the essence of time, not going to melt it because you need to basically set each layer, and we just layer it. So it starts with the base semi-sweet chocolate, and then you add the white chocolate on top of it, and then you put whatever toppings that you want to, and we're going with the classic peppermint bark today.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
As you can see, we're not going to melt our chocolate, but what you would typically do just to get it started is you would either microwave it or you'd put it into a double boiler system. So a double boiler system, it's not, you don't actually boil it, but you just want to get things hot. You have 2 layers, and this is usually, you use this for things that are a little bit more delicate. Like if you were melting a cream cheese, I've done this where I've made a white chocolate cheesecake. And so we put the cream cheese and the white chocolate, and you basically don't want the delicate ingredients to be directly on the heat. Otherwise it separates it and makes things kind of weird. So you're doing 2 layers here. We've got the pot. We've filled it with about 2 inches of water, and then we heated up that water, and we've put just another piece on top of it. And so it's a nice, easy way to melt things. If things don't melt appropriately, you can add some tricks to it. Or if you're just being lazy, I call this the lazy girl hack. Just take it to the microwave and keep microwaving the chocolate at 15 seconds at a time. Stir it up and make sure it's good to go. But we're going to go ahead and start with our second layer of chocolate. With the white chocolate, you just kind of pour it in there, and you just let it kind of just melt. Typically, you want 16 ounces for this particular recipe of white chocolate. We have about 12 ounces here, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exact. And the reason I say that, it's really whatever you want to do to it.
Love that.
Right?
Love that.
So what you would do is you take your sheet pan, you put some parchment paper down, and then that first layer of chocolate you're going to spread all over it. Since we've already set the dark chocolate piece, we've got the first layer all ready to go over here in the kitchen. So we're just going to switch this up. But you can just literally spread it, and it's nice and hard, and then you would want to pull it out and kind of warm it up to room temperature before you start adding the next layer on. So we're just waiting for this to melt, and it may be done fast enough, but if it doesn't, that's okay too. And you just kind of keep stirring it. It's starting to melt really nicely here, which is really great. So you can kind of see that, right? It's easy trick. You're going to take
going
this
quick.
home.
That's going quick.
You mentioned your mom was here for Thanksgiving, but if you go home for the holidays, you take this home to her, and she's going to be like, "What? You made this?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just starts to melt really quickly, but you don't want it to be too hot. You want it to be just hot enough. If it sometimes you'll start to see the chocolate, like if it gets like weird and kind of separates, you can just add some milk, or I would suggest maybe a little coconut oil or some butter just to kind of keep everything bonded together. So yeah, so we're just going to keep stirring it. And while I stir this is the fun part, and this is where you come along.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of peppermints right now in a plastic bag. As you can see, they're in peppermint shape. But how do you make it so it's edible and you can just bite into it? Lots of fun ways. You can take a mallet, which is my preferred method, or if you've got a rolling pin at home, you can be more gentle, but you just kind of hit it a couple times. But we've got both here just for you to try out and see.
And what's the safety procedure with the mallet in the kitchen?
Don't hit it too hard.
Okay.
Maybe wear glasses, goggles, something to block your eyes.
Make sure no one's behind you.
You should be a little bit gentle.
All right, here we go.
Noise is okay. Yeah, there you go. Or you can try pushing with the rolling pin.
I'm going to try one more. All right. Yeah, we're going to try the roller here.
Personally, I think it's fun just to kind of hammer away at it. Yeah.
Is there a blender trick or something?
Just there we go. Yeah. You just whack it.
Is this really loud? Is this coming through loud?
People love kitchen noises. We are just going at it.
All right.
It's obviously a lot more exciting than me stirring white chocolate as it continues to melt.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Ross, I don't know what you're...
Just kidding.
I mean, to me, you look like you're a pretty good cook right now. I don't know about this hammering
we're halfway
method.
there on these.
So we're doing great. The double boiler is perfect temperature. If you look at our white chocolate here, you can see it's just melting really nicely. I think we're going to add a little, I didn't add the whole bag because I wanted to make sure this was melting just well enough, but we're going to add a little bit more. Looks like I almost put the whole bag in there. And then as we continue to do this, the closer it gets to melting down, the last ingredient, we've got our dark chocolate, our white chocolate, our peppermints, and you mentioned it was 4 ingredients. The last ingredient to add a little bit more flavor to it is the peppermint extract.
Love that.
So we're only adding it to the white chocolate layer. As we continue to stir this white chocolate and you keep hammering away, we are getting after it. I say it's quick and easy, it really is. The only thing for this one is that you've got to put it, each layer has to set for about 30 minutes, and you want to make sure that it's completely cold before you pull it out, just so it gives the layers time to bond together. Otherwise, the white chocolate might separate from the dark chocolate.
I will say, I think this is a great job for the children in the kitchen.
Wow, you gotta watch out for little fingers.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, this white chocolate melt is looking fabulous. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. So typically your recipe would be 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, 16 ounces of the white chocolate. We did a bag of 12 ounces, but it really doesn't matter. Again, it really doesn't. And then you're doing about a half a teaspoon of peppermint extract, kind of like I do my vanilla extract. I don't really measure it that well. So we're just going to dump some in. All right. While we are setting this up, I just poured my peppermint extract in. I'm going to mix it all up, and then we'll be right back with the finished product after this. Made it. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out here. You want to make sure that it sets for about 30 minutes, the 2 different layers, so they can really meld together. Now, it doesn't matter what it looks like when it's in whole form because you're going to be breaking it up into pieces. Right. You know, I love breaking this up and then putting it in a really nice, like, Christmas tin so you can give it away as gifts, or if you just want to eat the leftovers. But the best way to do this, to break it up into pieces, is to actually take a knife. You would think you want to take your hands and just break it, but if you use a knife, it makes sure that the layers stay together. Because if you break it with your hands, you know, you might get white chocolate and then dark chocolate piece, and then it's not all together. But it's really easy. It just peels right off of the parchment paper like that. And then all you have to do is take a knife. You can just break it in different sizes, and it's delicious. It's pretty good. You did a great job.
Peppermint looks amazing.
I'd say you can see the shine, the sparkle of all the peppermint pieces. But one of the fun things about this too, you can put M&Ms on it, you can throw pretzel pieces, you can put nuts, maybe dried fruit, whatever you want, and just make it a delicious thing. You don't even have to use 2 types of chocolate. So this is just a fun party trick. You can melt it in the microwave if you're not a kitchen person.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Good Morning Vail.
If you want to wow your guests this holiday season, check out making the snow globe sips, is what I like to call it. It's a fun and simple way to fancy your drinks at your holiday gatherings. Welcome back. We are back in the kitchen, but this time we're making a much easier craft. I guess you could call it a craft or something to really refresh.
It looks
Your
very
taste buds.
refreshing already.
Well,
I mean, I don't.
water, hydration.
Yeah, exactly. Water. We've got a couple of good colors going on already.
Absolutely. So, Ben, I'm so excited about this one because we're making the viral TikTok trend, the snow globe cocktail glass. And what does that mean?
I haven't seen this at all,
Oh,
so
wow.
I am coming in completely in the dark.
Completely blind. Well, I love it. So the things that you're going to need are water. We have some in a nice carafe here, but 2 clear glasses, or you can do more, but we're starting with 2 since there are 2 of us here.
Makes sense.
You need clear glasses. Straws are good to have, and some tape because there is a little bit of construction happening. Plus, any sort of string. I'm just using simple sewing thread because it's what I had on hand.
Makes it easy.
And we'll make it super simple. And now, the best part is these look like snow globes because it looks like you have a mini Christmas tree inside of the glass.
Okay,
So
I'm excited.
How do we find a Christmas tree and to put it inside of a glass? Well, the best part is taking some rosemary to do that. Now, I love at using the rosemary as my base, but then you can really craft your winter wonderland in the glass. So we'll go ahead and get started, actually. I'm going to move this water carafe over here so you can see what we're doing. But I just got regular rosemary at the store. You can get whatever you want to. This is washed and rinsed, so everything is clean. I did that ahead of time. But then you look, you've got a big piece of rosemary here, right? So what we're going to do is basically put it in the glass, but you want to make sure that it has a flat bottom and then also looks like a Christmas tree.
Makes
so
sense.
What I typically would do is I'll measure it here. You just kind of measure it up against the glass. So you want it a little bit shorter than the glass because when you're sipping it, you don't want to get stuck in the nose.
Yeah.
With a sprig of rosemary, as delicious as it smells. So if you just take a whiff, it just has that refreshing, evergreen scent to it.
Easily one of my favorite herbs is
Yes.
rosemary.
It's mine too. It really is versatile. So I actually am going to take the scissors here and I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to trim it so the bottom is nice and flat. So you just want to just take it like that so you can see the bottom is flat there. Oh, as I throw rosemary off of it. But I'm going to give this to you and you kind of decide what height you think is appropriate for the glass.
Ooh, I think we might just need to trim it just a little bit lower.
So you can trim it from the bottom, you can trim it from the top. It really doesn't matter.
Makes
but
sense.
You want to just a little bit below the rim
And
of the
maybe
glass.
just leaving just a little bit of a stem up top. can
You
help it
actually
look
don't. You don't need the stem.
Okay.
Yeah. So and there's a trick to that, and I'll show you why. You want to make sure though that when you're cutting it, there we go, kitchen scissors.
Awesome.
They're strong.
Yeah, kitchen scissors.
Yep. You want to basically just kind of make sure that it matches the bottom of the glass. So I'd say we trim it probably about.
Yeah.
I'd say right about here,
Right
here,
about
and there.
there? I was
Oh, you're going from the bottom up. I'm
I
going
was thinking from the
top down.
bottom up. Let's go right there.
Right, so that's the next perfect spot. So we'll basically take the next one and match that so that we've got 2 glasses. If you're lucky, they'll stand by themselves, but most of the time they probably won't. So we've got some trick, hence the construction and the crafting. So I'm just gonna look at that. That looks good to me, right? So one of the things to really, this is the fun part, I like to actually take the rosemary and kind of spread it out.
Fluff it up just a
Fluff
little
it up
bit.
a little bit because we need it to look like a Christmas tree, right? Or an evergreen, since you can do this all winter long. You don't have to do it just for Christmas. So you pop it in the middle. Looks great, right? Probably not going to stand up on its own. So here is where the trick comes in. You can take any sort of string. I'm using just simple sewing thread. I'm just going to take a nice little piece of it. You want to grab those scissors.
Gotcha.
And you can keep this piece of string, and then
All
I'll
right.
keep the next piece of string, and here's where the construction and the crafting begins. If I can get this out here. Here we go.
Think I see where this is going.
You might
Maybe.
It's pretty intuitive once you kind of get started. I've seen people use it with tape, but I would prefer this. So you're going to take your little rosemary tree,
Gotcha.
and you're going to just, you don't have to tie it onto the tree itself, but you want to take that string, and you're just going to lift it up and put it under the first 2 branches, or the top of your Christmas tree.
Okay.
Just like that, so that it's kind of like an ornament, right?
Gotcha.
You might have to have nimble fingers if you're using thin thread. But we've got that just like that. Then you're going to take your straw. This is the best part. So you're going to tie it, just tie it loosely around the straw. So you don't actually have to tie it a ton. But before we do that, so we're kind of crafting. You don't even have to make it into a bow or a knot. That's the best part. So
Okay.
Just like that. Looks
All
great.
right.
But
Awesome.
before we do that, we're going to pour some water in. You can use up to your discretion how much water you want to do. I like to do like the bottom third of the glass.
Okay.
Just about like that. And now this is where you can really get unique with it. You can throw in, you know, you've probably seen like the edible glitter. You can put the edible glitter into the beverage afterwards. But what I like to do is throw in some cranberries just to give it that nice like holiday flavor.
I gotta say, cranberries are one of my favorite things in the holidays. It's such a tasty little treat. And
Tasty treat. They're great for garnishes. They add some really incredible color with the variety.
Exactly.
Different shades of red that you've got there. Some even like.
But just something about them feels not quite right when you're eating them in the summer.
I'm a fan of cranberry juice anytime, but you know, a cranberry relish, anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just Thanksgiving in my opinion. So we're just gonna put it in here, and you know, I like to put it also kind of covers the full surface, but you can
Gotcha.
go less cranberries than you want to. So we've got our little tree straw contraptions, right? So this is the part where you may need a partner to help out. So Ben, if you wouldn't mind holding the straw.
I can hold the straw for you.
You hold the straw. And then I am going to do you don't even have to knot it because at the end of the day, you're pulling these 2 things off of the tree. So we just have it just like that, as you can see. It's just hanging on there, and you're just gonna place it into the water, right into the center. And I can help you with that side.
All right.
I'll hold the straw, you do the tie.
If I can.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I mean, your comments about nimble fingers, I might not have the nimblest of fingers today.
I'm happy to do that if you need me to. I'm all about the details. And it doesn't have to be a knot. You just need to tie it a little bit because at the end of the day, it's going to come off.
Just enough so it stays standing, right?
Just enough to keep it, that's.
Nope.
Anyways, we're going to move on. As you can see, this is what it would look like. So then what you want to do is you want to put it onto a flat surface like a baking tray or whatever. Okay. And I'm going to show you what I've actually already prepared ahead of time. So in our handy dandy freezer here, we've got 2 crafted. And I just put it in a simple Tupperware just like this, but I kept it flat. So you pull them out. There we go. I taped it down. So for this one, you can tape it if you want to. It just keeps it centered as you put it into your freezer because who knows, you know, you might be grabbing things out of there for meals later. You just take the tape off. You can just pull that string right out there just like that.
Look at that.
Look at that gorgeous little snow globe. Now we're going to add some refreshing Sprite. We're going to go with the Sprite here. Or, I don't know if you want to try the Sprite, or do you like sparkling water?
I'll go with some sparkling water.
All right. We've got cran raspberry here to keep it with the flavor.
I mean, that totally fits.
It totally fits. So we'll go ahead and do that. As you can see, you kind of let it warm up to room temperature so you don't have that fog on your glass.
But this would also be a great option for if you're hosting guests, for something like that, to really kind of, you know, serve those dinner cocktails with an extra bit of, you know, pizzazz.
Personal favorite, if you're an adult and you're throwing a holiday party, I would recommend a gin tonic because the floralness of the gin would be really great with the rosemary. But Ben,
makes sense.
We're on a morning show and we've got delicious cran raspberry sparkling water. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy holidays. I'm loving all of these
Happy
fun
holidays. I'm excited. Well, thank you. This looks amazing.
Good morning, Vail.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wild-crafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Good Morning Vail.
We love our special guest, Patty, joining us to show us how to make cranberry chutney. Patty is a native of the Northeast, and cranberries are a specialty there.
I'm from New England, so this is cranberry chutney. It goes primarily for Thanksgiving, a little side dish, but it's really great on vanilla ice cream. So let me tell you what I've done. I think we'll show you the recipe in a minute and the ingredients, but just so you understand, in here's the boring part, is water, cider vinegar, and a lot of brown sugar, and the ingredients are up on your screen. So you bring this to a boil and let that all kind of get together. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add, give or take, 3 cups of cranberries.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
These are fresh cranberries.
Oh yes, these are fresh cranberries. These are not sweetened or dried or no. These are fresh, shining cranberries.
So where do you get your cranberries? Do you buy them in the bag at the store?
Yes.
Okay.
The normal, if I were, normally when it's season and you're buying cranberries, you can get a bag, sort of a bag, and you need 2 bags of cranberries to do the recipe. So 1 bag is 3 cups, so you dump those in there, which is what I'm going to do now. And then You buy them with fruit and vegetables. I'm not sure that they're totally available yet in grocery stores unless they're frozen. About another 2 weeks and you'll get some fresh cranberries in the bags in the grocery store.
So don't buy frozen?
Frozen's fine. In fact, these were frozen and I defrosted them this morning. But you know what? If you didn't have time, dump the frozen ones in. It's a very forgiving recipe.
These cranberries are beautiful. Mine never looked that plump and
They're
juicy.
beautiful. I mean, I have to say, kudos to the shopper.
Yes, absolutely.
So what I'm going to do is I dumped in the 3 cups of cranberries, and then what I do is here we have, this is 2 lemons that I've sectioned and taken out the fruit. It is 2 navel oranges that again I've sectioned and taken out the fruit, and then it's I used a microplane to get the skin of both the lemons and the oranges. And so all you do is dump this in here.
So you just zested that?
I zested it, and I'll show you what that...
And it smells delicious. Just the smell is permeating the studios. It's wonderful.
It's a great smell, absolutely. So that, you just let this cook now. And the best part is you do it in stages. So you put in the 3 cups of cranberries, and then you do what I've just done, dump the fruit in, and the cranberries start to pop as it heats up, and then we're going to add more cranberries and things later. But zesting, all you do is take a microplaner, which is one of God's wonderful gifts. Take a microplaner, and you just run it on the lemon like that till you get down to the white part, and then you stop. And you can see that you've got, just the yellow skin of the orange, and that's zesting. It's dead simple, and it really brings out the flavor of, lemons and oranges in there. So that's all there is to that.
That contributes to the citrus taste, really brings out the cranberry, the tartness as well.
Exactly, exactly. So now what you do is you just kind of let this pot boil away with our goodness. Uh-oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot our spices, which are really important. Now, if you've got a spice cabinet that's full of spices, and you have cinnamon and cumin and allspice and clove, then the recipe that you'll see has use a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But I'm going to cheat, and I've used pumpkin pie spice, which has almost all of those spices in it, and it's easy to buy. It comes in a little cup, little container. So I'm going to add all of our spices in one fell swoop.
And Patty, where is this recipe from? Is this a family recipe? Has it evolved over time?
Oh boy. This recipe started, at least for me, decades ago with a friend called Myra, who's a lifelong friend. She's a fabulous cook. And we rented a house out in Long Island for the winter because we couldn't afford to rent it in the summer. So we rented the house for the winter, and she cooked every weekend for us. And we had company and things like that. So we were doing Thanksgiving. And Myra found this recipe somewhere, and that was in the early 80s, I might add. And every year since then, I have made cranberry chutney. And so, it's a family favorite at this point. But that's where it started. So I have to kudos to Myra, who clips and saves recipes and then plays around with them a little bit and all the rest of it.
And it's just not the same buying it in the can. It's so easy to grab that can, but you don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that. And this is different than the cranberry sauce that you get in the can, in that, when you get the cranberry in a can, you crank it open, if your can opener works, if you crank it open, and then you open it and you put it down and it's jellied, or you can get whole cranberries inside the jellied cranberry. This is, it's heavy and syrupy, and it's got all fresh ingredients in it. It's very different than the stuff you would buy for Thanksgiving.
I feel like once you make this, you're not going to go back to the can.
Well, I'd like to say that's true, but in Steve's family, they prefer the other stuff.
No.
Yes, they do.
Oh, that's not possible.
I've tried to convince them, but they prefer the other, so we have both. We have both at our house.
Well, it also feels intimidating to make this, but you make it look so easy.
It's actually dead simple, and it's totally forgiving. Once you have the list of ingredients, and what I would tell you is, like I've got all the ingredients we're going to use later. I'd put all my, cut your oranges and your lime and your lemons and skin them and do the pith and all of that. And then you just follow the recipe. And if you add a little bit too many cranberries or you don't have enough cranberries, life will go on. It's a very simple recipe, but it's delicious. And the guys around the studio will tell you it smells pretty good too.
It does. So we've got this boiling away.
Right. So this is boiling away. And what we would do is you just continue to stir it because it's got sugar in it. So you don't want to, let it go too far. So that's it. You stir this for, and with the magic of TV, we're not going to take all this time, but you let that stir for 30 minutes or so. So on a little bit lower simmer, you let that go, walk around your kitchen, do your errands, and then I'll show you in a second the next step. And the steps are only important because when we put these cranberries in for the first 30 minutes, they're going to really just, pop and let all their juices out. And you're really not going to see these cranberries. But as time goes on, we're going to add another 2 cups of cranberries and then finally a cup of cranberries, and those keep their shape a little bit more. So that's where you get the color and the shape and everything.
Such a good tip. I love it.
So.
And again, the smell is just so wonderful. Puts you in the holiday spirit, even if
Absolutely.
you're not ready for the holidays yet.
Exactly.
This will get you ready.
Exactly. Your prior segment, the woman was talking about getting into the season for Thanksgiving, and this does it for me. It makes the house smell so good. And the best part is you can package it up. My friend Liz has little jars, and she packages it up and puts little ribbons on it, and then she gives them out for Christmas. Her sister Kathy back in New Jersey, no doubt is waiting for her little jar of cranberry chutney.
Yeah, how can I get on Liz's list?
Well, I have to say that everybody I know, almost everybody I know, makes this cranberry chutney now because it's just so good if you're having guests for
well, I will be making it. I want to mention too, it's great for Thanksgiving, but also you have it on ice cream.
Oh, okay, you've given away the secret. Yes, it's great for Thanksgiving. It's pretty on the table, et cetera, et cetera. But really, it's terrific on vanilla ice cream. Vanilla frozen yogurt works too, but vanilla ice cream with this chutney, yeah.
What about a charcuterie board to put it on some cheese or even on some cream cheese?
That's a great idea. You could do that because you'll see when we're finished that it's very thick and viscous. It's like big jam. It holds its shape, so you could easily do that. Another thing I do with it is, because it's cranberry and it's fall, I use it I'll take a pork tenderloin or something, and I will open the pork tenderloin, cut it in half, layer the chutney in, take some kitchen twine, wrap it up, and then just bake it for a little while. And so that it gives a little bit of moisture to the pork chutney, or to the tenderloin, which is usually pretty dry.
So many options. I'm getting distracted because it's just looks so good. So what do we need to do next?
Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to add 2 more cups, she says. And you can see it doesn't matter, though that's a pretty big cup. So it's okay.
So as you mentioned, you add them in stages to help with the consistency.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to add 2 more cups of the cranberries. And that is, okay, I'm looking at my recipe because I have to do this right now. Okay, so 2 more cups. Then we're going to add I should have golden raisins, but I don't. I have regular raisins, but I think life will go on. So we add raisins, and we are going to add some. These are just dried apricots that I've cut into smaller pieces because the consistency will be better in the chutney.
Oh, so good, so colorful too. Even those darker raisins look great.
Yeah. And so you just stir that around, and you give that, another maybe 10 minutes. And while you're doing this, you think of all the things that you should be doing that you're not doing at the same time.
But you're making cranberry chutney.
You are making cranberry chutney. You absolutely are. This is the point when Steve will come into the kitchen and say, "Is it done yet? Is it done yet?"
Not yet.
Not yet. And we have a neighbor we live in Hadley, Massachusetts, and our neighbor will, we have some pear trees and apple trees and different kind of trees in the backyard, and So while I'll do the chutney, she actually makes preserves. So she will come over, she'll come and pick some pears in the backyard, and she'll come back with pear conserve, and she brings jams to Steve for his mornings. So.
Okay, I'm coming over, I'm meeting the neighbors, I'm there, I want to be in your neighborhood.
So that's kind of, you know, what it's about, and you just kind of stir it around, and you can see that the cranberries that we put in earlier are broken down, and the new ones are still holding their shape.
And while this simmers away, we're just going to take a quick break.
Perfect.
And we'll be back with more Patty and her cranberry chutney right after this.
Good Morning Vail.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good Morning Vail.
That cranberry chutney sure does look delicious, and Patty is showing us how to finish up that recipe. Let's take a look.
Are with the wonderful Patty. She is making her cranberry chutney, and we're almost done.
We are almost done. We are going to add a couple more cups so we have the final ingredients, and along with that we're going to add some chopped walnuts. I'll show you how I chop the walnuts, which is kind of a cheat. I buy the crushed walnuts or whatever you can get, and then I put them in a Ziploc or a plastic bag, and I take something like this and I just press them so I can get them to a consistency that, along with all of this, when people are taking a little bite of it, they're, it's not a big walnut. So you just break it down till you think it's the right size.
So you want subtle walnuts.
Exactly.
Not a big
Not
walnut.
a big. You don't want a big chunk of walnuts. So we're going to add those walnuts. That's our last ingredient, along with
another layer of cranberries.
Another layer.
Let's get them right in there.
Another layer of cranberries.
So they simmer away.
And it's just gonna simmer away. And I have to say that I spend summers out in Nantucket, off the coast of Massachusetts, and we grow, not we, but the island has a cranberry bog. And so the cranberries that are grown out there are primarily wet cranberries, and they're harvested for juice. These are probably from Wisconsin, but my friends out on Nantucket, I think they're going to be out there for Cranberry Festival. So hello to Liz Trelos and Chris and Rex, and you'll be getting a little care package of chutney soon.
I'm learning so much, Patty. This is impressive. I didn't know the different kinds of cranberries, the different places.
I bet you don't know what is the state that, and I'm a Midwesterner, so what state grows the most cranberries?
I don't know.
Most people think it's Massachusetts or a New England state.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, really? Well, shout out to Wisconsin then.
Exactly.
The cranberry state.
Exactly, exactly. And I have to say, that's really cranberry chutney. It's that simple. It's easy, and it smells great, and it can be used for so many different things.
It's warm, it's comforting.
Exactly.
It's just a beautiful dish to have, simmering away,
So
feeling
now,
in the holiday spirit for sure.
Exactly, exactly. So now what we have with the magic of TV is finished cranberry chutney. This is what it looks like when it's cooled down, and you can see the different consistencies of the cranberries, and these are the golden raisins and things like that in it. And so that's the final product, and that's a lot of cranberry chutney. You know, you were saying you might put a little on a charcuterie. You know, you would put, you know, that much maybe, or a little bit more. But as I said, I use it year round. It stays, if you put it in a jar that seals, put it in your refrigerator, scoop it out, it's good just by itself. And I wanted to show you the easy way to package.
For your friends, your
For
neighbors.
your friends and your neighbors. You just take it out,
For yourself.
put it in here, seal it up, put a ribbon around it. I tell you what.
That's all I want. That's all.
And that's it. That's cranberry chutney.
So how long will it last in the fridge?
Oh gosh, it lasts probably 6 months easily. Easily 6 months. And you know, you could probably keep it a bit longer because it's got all that sugar in it. It's got all the acid from the fruits. So yeah, it'll stay in your refrigerator for quite some time.
Well, you are inspiring me. Have you always loved to cook?
I like piddling, oof. I like playing around in the kitchen. I'm not very good at the maintenance, everyday cooking dinner, especially with COVID and, you know, having to have all the planning a menu. I'm much more, gosh, I think I'll make cranberry chutney, or, you know, let's do a pork tenderloin or something. But I do like playing in the kitchen, yes, I do.
Well, I'm with you. The day-to-day grind is a little much, but I love creating something beautiful, and this is just that.
Perfect. I'm so glad I could come on and do it for you all.
Well, thank you so much, Patty. We appreciate the time, the effort. You went to a considerable amount of work to make this happen for us here today. If you want to watch this segment, you can find it on YouTube shortly. So be sure to watch how you can make cranberry chutney with the wonderful Patty, our East Coast tech director, and our wonderful chef. Thank you again for being here, Patty.
Absolutely.
Good Morning Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good Morning Vail.
We had all of the holiday tips and tricks to look fancy for your friends and family this holiday season. If you are looking for any of those recipes and missed it, feel free to ping us on our social media and we'll share it with you. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Good Morning Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good Morning Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh